up in the show this morning, Phil High will be here around about 11:30 with his weekend sport report. We've also got your What's On guide to come and Talking Tech with Daisy Hyde-Clayton. She's looking at the subject of new website addresses. And next hour, she's also back with Talking Health. And the subject will be the high-energy caffeine drinks that youngsters take to school with them, which are actually being banned by some supermarkets. And Tony Barker joins me. Tony, we've got a great lineup for Christmas. You've been working on some programmes recently for us.
Don't I know it? I've just been doing one the last few minutes, and we'll be hearing from Sharon Woods, the chairman of the Cave Players, based in North and South Cave, about one of our drama blockbusters, a premiere for us of a great new play from Sharon. We'll hear about that in the next half hour here on Vixen101. But first, bullying is not the preserve of the schoolyard. It can happen anywhere. And a teenager from Market Wheaton has become one of the national ambassadors for the cause to raise awareness and try and do something about it. Devan Witter has been in the national press campaigning over the issue and hopes to make it to television this Christmas. Devan, good morning. Welcome to Vixen101.
Morning.
So, this issue, obviously you've picked up on this because you've been a victim of bullying. So tell me your story.
Basically, throughout school, primary school, I was just getting bullied, names, nicknames, you know, you fat, or different issues that you might, you know, acne. They'd pick up on anything they could. So it's just, I had to deal with those insults and everything like that.
I mean, I was called names at school, not least all being so tall and that sort of thing, but and had glasses. I know kids can be cruel, but it's one of those things I was told, sticks and stones. But why did you get so concerned about it?
Because I think people don't realise the effects of what their words can say. Recently, there's been quite a few people who've been bullied over Ask FM. They've committed suicide because of it, and people don't seem to realise that that's the effect it can have.
So over what sort of period? Was it from junior school to comprehensive school you were affected?
Yeah, it were from beginning of primary school right through till secondary school.
So as I say, a lot of us have been bullied, but why did you feel as though you had to do something about it?
It's just
trouble.
It's just because I don't want people to go through what I had to go through, and that it needs more awareness of the actual issue as well.
How bad did it get for you?
Quite bad. That it was just sort of every single day. It just became repetitive, and every day was happening. So you had to do something about it. So take your mind off it or anything like that.
And was this all at school at Market Wheaton?
Yeah.
Right. So it suddenly happened here. This is the only place where you've been bullied?
No, it did start when I were in Leeds, and it sort of started again when I moved to Market Wheaton at the primary school, and then it continued right way through till leaving secondary school.
So I suppose you started to question your own self then, and certainly your own confidence and how you were with people, did you?
Yeah, it does affect how confident you feel, you know, speaking up in front of people. But thankfully, doing this work, it has changed totally how I feel again.
So, okay, you've been bullied, and I guess did it affect school attendance for you as well?
Not as much for me, but I know that other people who have been bullied, they probably do not want to go into school, but I felt just like, you know, just sort of ignore them and just sort of deal with my own issues rather than let them affect me.
What was the turning point for you?
It was when I trained up to be a BeatBullying mentor. That sort of took my mind off everything else that were happening.
So how did you know that was possible to do, that it was there?
Well, we were showed a video in one of the assemblies about cyber mentors, which is now BeatBullying, and they set up a website where young people could go get help from mentors, and they also had a section on the website where you could sign up to become a mentor, and so I just followed that path, and then it's ended up me leading to become an ambassador for the charity.
So was there little or no help at school for you when you were going through this crisis?
The help that was there was the fact that they wanted to send me for anger management lessons, which I really didn't need.
Send you for anger management? So that means you obviously you were what, responding? Were you too shy to respond at one stage, and you started fighting back.
Yeah, well, they thought that I would become angry, I suppose, so they wanted to send me for anger management lessons, which I didn't take them because I didn't need them. I knew how to control my own anger. It was more the fact that they didn't do anything to the people that were bullying.
So nobody ever was taken to task over the bullying of you then, the persecution of you?
Well, there might have been, but it's sort of, it wasn't strict enough. You know, there wasn't no changes in what were happening.
And since then, I mean, you've gone on this training with the charity you mentioned there, BeatBullying. And what's that done for you, and what sort of commitment and what sort of time has it involved for you?
It just sort of gives me, I can mentor whenever I like. So there's, you know, you can, whenever you're free, you just log online and go mentoring. Or you can, I know I'm involved with a lot of the press as well at the minute, so I just keep getting different things that come up and I can just attend. Or recently I've been doing a couple of presentations at the secondary school.
Yeah, you went to Market Week in school, didn't you? Was it last week? For the bullying, anti-bullying week?
Yeah.
On the 18th of November. What was that like?
That was quite interesting because I involved one of the local police officers, and she came in and spoke to the students about what the law for bullying is and what the police can do and everything like that. So the responses we got were quite interesting.
What sort of things were the students saying to you?
They just didn't realise that that was a punishment, you know, the fact that they could have the phone confiscated off them and different things like that.
I mean, that is punishment, isn't it?
Yeah, they didn't realise that would be affecting them by that. They thought that they must have thought that you just get a telling off, basically.
Were you happy with the response you got and the sort of message you got across to those students? Yeah,
both me and the secondary school head teacher says the teachers have told me that they felt quite happy with it and that it set the stones quite hard for them to deal with bullying in future.
I mean, out of interest, given that was one of the schools where you said you were bullied at, I mean, how helpful were they at the time of you being affected?
At the time with me, it were a sort of different set of teachers, and some of them are still there, but obviously now with the Ofsted giving them what they needed, they've sort of improved quite a bit to be able to offer the right support now.
I know in some press information I've seen about you, you've been in the Sun newspaper as part of the BeatBullying campaign. I mean, all this national attention must feel weird.
Yeah, it's quite fun being involved with it, but yeah, it can be quite full on at times.
And what's next is this Text Santa activity which ITV is doing. I mean, what part are you playing there?
It's just raising awareness about ITV Text Santa. I'm being on they've used me as a case study for how helpful the charity have been towards me with providing with the support as well. I think a week on Monday, the ITV calendar news will be playing all the different stories throughout that week, so you'll be able to see what all 6 different charities have been doing and who they've helped and everything like that.
Right, and what did the filming involve there for that?
It was just sort of, they were asking me questions about how I was being bullied and everything, how the schools helped, and also how the charity helped and stuff like that.
So time consuming. Goodness, what do you do now to fit in? How do you fit all this into your day?
Well, with me being at college, I've got quite a lot of spare time after the sessions, so it gives me something to do in those times.
And what sort of impact do you think you made on this in this campaign, being a victim yourself at one stage?
Hopefully it'll just make people want to donate to the Text Santa, and so that they can see what it's actually like to be bullied, and that if BeatBullying run out of funding, then they won't have that great support that they have. So the more funding BeatBullying get, the more support they can offer to people.
And how big a help has BeatBullying been to you?
Well, it offered me a place that we were to talk to somebody, as well as my parents, obviously. But I mean, the website, it was somebody of my own age who's been through that you could speak to, and you could find out how they coped with it as well. So it's not just obviously the users that get help, but the mentors get help as well, being able to share their experiences.
What do family and friends think of the contribution you made in a campaign like this, in the way you've done it?
I think they're quite happy. you know, they seem to offer me a lot of support, the family, about, you know, getting involved with it. They quite like to tell me about other places where I can try and improve the bullying as well.
But no doubt very proud that you're not just washed your hands of it, walked away from it, or just suffered.
Yeah.
You've spoken out.
Yeah, I think that's the best way of dealing with bullying as well, is to speak out about it rather than suffer in silence.
So after Christmas then, what next for the Devan Witter campaign against bullying?
I'm still working with the ITV fixers to sort out the website, which is adviceforteachers.org.uk, which provides support and information to teachers about how they can tackle bullying as well.
So you really are getting stuck in, aren't you?
Yeah.
It must be a constant process, because every year there'll be another round of possible bullying happening, mightn't there?
Yeah, we've also the BeatBullying charity offers loads of different opportunities for us to get involved as well.
Well, we wish you well, Devan Witter from Market Wheaton. Well done on what you've achieved so far. For the many people out there who probably are silent victims, but thank you for joining us on Vixen101 today. Good luck. Say more, but the details we'll put on our website as well from Devan Witter about the BeatBullying charity. And thanks to him for joining us here on Vixen101 this morning.